And today, you happen to be with one of these press people to ask me this question. I think you're a great interviewer, and so much could have come out that day if it's not because of how partisans we are becoming in this country. That me coming to GTV, and the first thing that GTV, which is a Ghana national television that we have been watching our whole life that belongs to this country, would cancel my event or my speaking moment interview with you. And I'm sure you were surprised too, as much as I was surprised. So it's one of my biggest surprises. Second.
Beyond that, what's the surprise you're running for president?
Well, if I have to go on and on and on, I'll tell you a lot. A lot of cancellations have been my surprise. You know, I think that, you know, a government should embrace their own. That's how the new Ghana should be. If somebody wakes up tomorrow and they say they want to become the next Kwame Nkrumah, or they want to become the next Patrice Lumumba, as a nation, we have to embrace them. If somebody wants to be Bill Gates and they believe they're going to be Bill Gates, let's not laugh at them. Let's not cancel their ways of trying to voice out their vision. Let's not interfere with their plans and their visions. Because if you do that, you will make that citizen be surprised if truly they're Ghanaian or they're not. So these are my surprises. And I will have a lot if I have to go through. But I just wanted to use your one as a great example because I was truly surprised. And I'm sure you were too, because you were waiting for me and you just found out that orders from above says, I can't be there.
We'll explore them when we have the interview later.
Well, I have been called twice and I still said that I feel like I need an apology letter from GTV, not from the government, but from them as an institution. It's only right that they have to say, we're sorry we treated you that way. Can we have an interview? And you'll be the first person I'd like to say with. Now the second question, Galamsey, okay, illegal mining. It is destroying our country. The sad thing is, it's not our country people that destroyed our country. They were still doing illegal mining. We could have controlled them. But we let in the Chinese, and there are millions of Chinese in our country. And they mine 24/7. Now all our waters are poisoned. And the food that we're starting to eat is this same water system that is feeding the ground. So, believe it or not, in the next 10 to 15 years, don't be scared if you see any children with 3 eyes or 7 fingers. It's happening already? Okay. Now, for me as a leader, the first thing I will do is I will stop the foreigners who are destroying my land. In fact, if the Chinese are hearing me, I will probably put hundreds of thousands of them under house arrest and call the Chinese president that this is what you've done to my country. You have caused 33 million people's lives. And therefore, you are going to be responsible for building and fabricating all our next plants that will recycle this water again for us to get our life back. And after, I will release your 100,000 people to you after 4 years of hard work to fix my country. Just to show the world that we are not animals here. You cannot go to anyone's country and destroy their water, destroy their cocoa, destroy their whole life. What kind of government do we have? And they're sitting down watching them. What is Ghana today? Who are we? Anybody comes to our country and experiment us and do whatever they like and they go out just because they put something in a brown envelope for somebody who is not even certified to be a minister or to be a leader. This revolutionary consciousness is to stop certain things that is coming from outside into our country, that it's being manipulated. You know, we are being restricted. We're being destroyed. And our leaders can see it. And they're just watching it happen. I watch. Now, on the other note, with the local people, who are also Galamseys, what am I going to do to them? Would I arrest them too? No. But I have to call all of them. I have to stop them and re-employ them. Because I know that they know the work. but they haven't been given the opportunity to do the work. So I want to give them the opportunity that they should be able to give us our ultimatum. I am looking for 200 tons because I'm going to tell you right now, this country have less than 8 tons in our central bank. And that's why we have to borrow money below $1 billion. Up until recently when we needed 3 billion, we had to buy gold to make it almost 14 tons before we can borrow that 3 billion. When you go to Dubai, when you go to Emirates, these people are buying our gold every day. They pack it, they refine it, keep it as reserves. When it gets to 200 tons, they call any financial institution and say, look at my gold, a stamp, a Swiss stamp. I need 200 billion. And you just show them the gold and you have to take the money. So we can let our galamzees come and work for us in the next 3 years to reach the 200 billion, and I will write all your loans off one touch. Because you have the money. God has given you the wealth. If you cannot see it, the person who can see it better will come and take it. But I want you, and I want Ghanaians to be rest assured, I am not that Mbagunu. Minye obia afe ena me ba betra wo na me hwe me nkrofo na we sisi omo na we fa we na we fa we nka sare ye kanu dia nka manya me dia bi ka me ba ha ba ye den but enam osunti ena nam no ma ekoso wo kromanti enti ena betu anamon se me ba na ma ba me ma mo majai. And I will make sure I create wealth in this country. I make sure I will bring jobs in this country. Because, say, if we are able to just get another 3.5 million workers, we will have 7 million workers. 7 million workers is what we had in 1960. And the country was slightly above 7 million, which means 90-something% where they had jobs. Today, we're 33 million. And it's at just about 12% that have jobs. The rest are made. Just because we're tolerating foreigners and outsiders to come and take advantage of us. And we don't even know what to do with our own people. Our own people. We have 75%, which is 0 to 45 years. The youth, this is empowerment. What are we doing with them? So this question is a great question, and I hope that you can ask me another one, but I will leave it for when I get my apology letter.
If I may add a few words to what Kwame just said. If you know me, I'm almost 88. I have any business here.
Sorry, I would like to introduce
Many of them know me.
General Nuno. This is General Nuno go way back from Nkrumah all the way
I
to
work
today.
with Nkrumah at WhatsApp, and now you call it Jubilee House. Now, I am here this morning because I heard Kwame was going to meet the press today. I have a medical emergency. I need not be here. But Ghana is too important for me to ignore. Ghana's future is too important for me to ignore. At the age of 88, almost, Kwame is 44. Am I?
Twice your age. You're twice my age.
Some people at my age, below my age, Joe Biden, they are doubting his probably brain is working well. But my brain is working 100% well. I teach you Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. Who can remember Pythagoras theorem? Pythagoras theorem. I can remember it at my age. And I'm so concerned about Ghana that I thought if I'm meeting the press, no matter what, I should be here. That's why I'm here. I have a medical issue that I shouldn't be here, but Ghana is too important. And how many of you are 50 years and above? Raise your hand 50 years and above. How many? One, can I see one?
Scaffold.
My last born is over 50. So I don't have any business at my age. Give me another 2 years, 90. I don't know what I will be here. But as long as I live and Ghana is being destroyed, I will fight to my last breath. That's why I'm here. Because Kwame said, what's happened to Ghana? It never happened. Who is from Winneba? Anybody from Winneba here? Around Winneba. My father was a fisherman, and I became chief of defense staff. It's not possible today. I had to fight for myself, and I had people behind me, pushing me, including Nkrumah. But today, since the last, our latest constitution, the fourth African Constitution, 1992. We had two governments, two parties running Ghana. It's the most abysmal performance I've seen anywhere in my life. I've been in Britain for 12 years. I live in Russia. I've lived in Canada. I've lived in US. I've lived everywhere under my own steam. And where Ghana is going, please, you young people, wake up. Wake up. Otherwise, when I'm dead, you can't pour libation on my grave. Then we said it, we ignore you. We need a man like Nkrumah, and that's why Kwame came. I call Kwame and said, Kwame, what is your mission? Ghana must be saved. We don't care about Ghana. Nobody cares about Ghana. We are selling all our assets, and you are watching them. I've lived in Birmingham for more than 64 years, since I joined the army. Today we are selling the trade, and nobody opening their mouth. The press are mute, saying nothing. Your assets are being sold, and you are watching on. This McDan selling assets, and you are watching it. Jesus Christ, never happened in my time when I was like you. So you young people of this country, wake up. Because the country is gone. Not only the child. Every idiot comes to Ghana and take Ghana for granted. And we are sitting down. As we fight for you, at my age, I've fought since so many years. In my little way, I've built Ghana, I've built O'Reilly, I've built 6, 7 secondary school blocks. When I started building, I didn't have a land cruiser and air conditioning, and people, I was pushing wheelbarrow to build Ghana. My children didn't go to school here. I left the country, Ghana, in 1982. My children went to Britain and lived there. But every Ghanaian, young Ghanaian, is my concern. So please, young people, look, these two parties, I was Nana campaign manager. Don Ama, on advice, I was chief of defense staff, then later good advisor. They cannot fix this country. They can't do it. Take it from me. They can't do it. They'll come and lie to you. We will do it. They can't do it. By that time, I will be gone. They'll come and pour libation on my grave. Yes, we said it. We didn't listen to you. So please wake up. Ghana is at a risk. China, every idiot come to Ghana and take our assets, and we are watching them. Every idiot. And we are watching them. Is that right?
No.
Your children, how are they going to survive? I paid my school fees, selling fish, going to catch crabs in Winneba. In the 1940s, after secondary school, my mother was selling in the market foodstuffs. You go to Accra, they are selling on the streets, and we don't care. We are driving land cruisers around. We don't care. We don't care. What kind of human being? Are we animals or human beings with feelings? Are we animals? Let's wake up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Country, Midindi Empress Anne from Ahineba Media. Masem Bisane say, who speech earlier no Oka Bibi Ewomo about disabled. Say Yamia Domuna say Obaya President or my Ghana. Me person me who share Odi Gua Kwemu Amaomo. Esan say Yanuano disabled baby or her almost a work qualification. Nancy Wonya Juma Enye, Esan disability ninti and Fawomo. I think so as Gracia. MPs I enjoy no. At your time, no, omo bako so I enjoy na. And near to subiemo in here me kase pa ye say. In parliamentary no oko parliament house a. Ne akoso kase o hwa ya brofo kasa. Ye nuanom Ghana so ye bibi kasa, twi kasa de obia acting aside other languages no. What time eno na be koso wo ho. Ama be ye den na manfo related to the policies any niam ayekoso e wo man no mate ase say Ghana ni esan say dodo na no ente brofo rich ya ka no parliament me da ase.
That's it. Stand by your process. Okay. Now I'm say Ibasha say from disabled. Say me my speech maker able and disabled. Now disabled they also have a track record in my philanthropical achievements. Who said I have been working with disabled for a long time. There's a guy called One Leg who is my friend. And we will be a no but at the same time, no autonomy. When I saw his effort, I decided to make one. So, madam, on any first person, thought tricycle man, many a share some say. So to me, a demand or tobacco come on, I thought the third one. I'm a toy number so Uber farm name. It is our time enough in a young book and a young book name. And then I make I say one leg or internet so with me. We'll sit down back, we'll see the money man, or talk as five. And I make I say, disabled for pet and one employee. Why employ me now? My best friend is so, my friend Brown. He's blind, for who are the other. But tell me who can let me feel. And then maybe Christmas, maybe they are. If you ask him, and he says, yes, send it to me. Then he says, put it back. As my best mechanic said, now put on small work for solving like a any Brown. Because as my Brown catch every baby, he said, well, say the biggest tragedy that befell on a man is a man with a sight, but without the vision. And you have all of it. In Kenya Brown, and can be new the essence and the level of my greatness. But it took Obi and Niafra. No, Kasama was saying, Gumi. I remember who said, Sinapu Concrabas money pa, or Becca Biatrawa, Ebia would drown in China. But panel. It's a doy view of Mupa, and I have said, Omwa, Omuntia Qua, and I say, be a young woman fully able. No. The idea to say, Omun Kapu, who ship room her, yes, the same Mupa. They were disabled, they were here for us, they were elite, and they were politicians, and they were pastors, Christians. Obia, they did the box. And see, Obia Shim. Obia Emma Unkobi. We have to open this country and make it a one nation, one people, one country. The idea of Makuma to say, disabled for a Juma, as I said, the moment, it will be real home with my. Ubu ane nine or Chawa, Nessa, a Juma Bayano, will be all 9 and Sap on Timinia. No one as said, you created a Juma on any home. It's Intiminia baby for Monchise. Ushakra, we told road tolls in fluid, toll boots in fluid. Disabled or you or my dear bro, maybe 400. No, almost with it more, almost a Juma yet, our mini BBD. Tell Makuma Super set my sorting out. Now we cut benefits for MP. Mean no criminal politics. And Yadiana Minim and Sana. I started this movement. Because Yadiana Makuma, any politics of fact. And no Mabia, Nami Shed, a minor who go through her, and Yami Fair. It's not a mammy to me and family who infiltrate or be our politician. And yes, I've been pet me pass him, say, maybe I'm a politician in Pawasa. But say, if he say a man on Kosuye, no may be Kosuye and Sua. Say, I met me no what now or say, be a Mineo, a Bokosiata friend, and I said, the Babaji contract be or now, Mintimina, sir. And he made Bama, and no maybe or high, best Sapa, Misha, ministries be crowd or ha. Ministries be crowd or that. Obi Bisami said. And I'm ministers in our way. Ministers, a big or papa, a big subaba, a big mudada. Nemono, a big or her as a sea close to Kakra. And Sunday had the right idea for that ministry. And Sunday be the right people are on Bettingham. And yes, sir, Unya now the minister now the deputy, now for the offer Nipa 500, now Bobosia or IMF, now the Abeti Omoka. See, we have to cut all of these things economically. And I think said the MPs, no, they're okay because we MP, Ghana, and just as what language are trade. We vice then and just as what dying to see it. And since I idea you a Juma, would they a back on mining and then go for over. Until we idea with them and a better ashe. Said, I don't know if you are bad. If you are Madia, I don't see why you should get all these benefits. Okay. And our last one. Language, no. Language there. And you have China, Ubusia dear, our Omoam language, Mandarin. Uko Singapore, I'll be a stranger or the language. Uko Dubai, will be a stranger or the language. Uba Africa, Yakabrofu. Now you're in your language. But who said there's a problem with that? But I've also seen an advantage with that. The problem is that Ushe Yukura, maybe you cut the different casa, maybe 10 and 20 and 30. So the different languages, no. So Michian Cranino on Titria, means me expressive. Say Michian Trini Tsunami Albania, also to me expressive. Tusha, Brofone Adia Bakwa, Ababaye, national language, continental language. It makes me the expressive. Inti say Nyamrena, intercede bit my bar, the bit me use Abrofona. Yen you should when Yansa Semu. Yen you should sa Brofona, a when Yansa Semu. Now, Mukrano, Muabontino, or Mu say policies na Yakano, Yansa, because media meaning said, Cosibunia or Trevor Brofona, why a mistake or Trevor? Because a maybe the power of my governance and how I will use that same language to influence our continent. That will bring me the power that my own tree language cannot do. But I do respect my language and I do respect all dialects in the country. And I think that there will be a day that if they're not able to speak the tree or the Ga in parliament, there should be some sort of translation, even if you're watching on television, that would be able to translate what they're saying to you so you can understand. There's been almost one cover of and that was it. Any questions I'll decide. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. My name is Panat Kedaze, Oyapa Television. I have a couple of questions, but I will ask only one.
Thank you.
What is your stand on the debate surrounding the free SHS program? Should it be abolished or reviewed? Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, I'm not here to judge a policy, whether it should be abolished or it should continue. But I think, say, as a country, we have to have the structure and the planning to be able to give free education to our people. The question is, can we afford it? Because free education will probably come from tax people's money or our reserves. Say we grow and we have a minus. Our GDP says 75 billion, but we can't get 3 billion. We have to go and borrow it from IMF. That means there's a big vacuum in our economy. And this problem should be looked at so it can support the decision that we've taken to give free SHS. And this area, the cost of it, the kids will have 3 months education and they'll go and stay home 3 months. They'll come back and they'll stay home 3 months, because when you budget what it costs to give a nation free education is really high. That means your turnover also should be really high. I believe that if Ghana has exporting power, see, the way to build your economy is to have exportation power, where you export a lot of goods outside. So people's economy will come into your country. If you take your money to go and import goods into your country, you're sending your economy to those people. And so the same government, if he decides to give free education, it needs that avenues that is producing revenues in the country and causing a circulation and bringing profit into the governmental system to cater for that. And they could have problems. So it's very important that we look at how our developmental agenda in this country is, the benefits that is bringing, the profitability schedules, and then apply economy of scale so we can expand education in our country from that angle. Besides that, I also think that if we're educating our people, whether it's free or paid for, please educate your country about what is in your country. The minerals in your country is important. The governance in your country is important. So what the value of gold is. And can that common also be made to go? So what it does with an irrigation system that would feed our agriculture, and the agriculture is the same food that will do the processing, which will give us the exportation power once it's processed. The agric is 1, the culture is 2. The culture is to process it. Now the processing is being restricted. If you don't have this education about putting plants and putting the things in place that will process these things and package them so you can put them on shelves, or you can put them in warehouses and people will load them in containers like Americans are doing, like Indians are doing, like Europeans are doing. That is the education that we need in our country. We have to add it to our academic curriculum. And this are a very free education, free this, free this, free that. But whatever free education that we've given our children that we're going to get benefits from will be if you are about the apple. That's what I meant by exporting talent. We export our talent out and we import our products in. The product that we're importing came from the resources, the mineral resources that it extracted from us. So all we have to do is to put industrialization in the equation and everything changes. Everything. Obano, school, and Obium. Because you create millionaires, you create entrepreneurs, you create governors, you create leaders. Now, Obia is developing a group. Oka Buchia will develop your group. I don't want to develop your mini planets or move. Taxes are for disabled, they cater for them. So the value of the country grows. When you put your nation first, your country automatically grows. Automatically. When you disregard your nation and you think your country is rich and you start to trade your resources, your country and the people will suffer. And that is torturing humans. So free education can be good if we can afford for it and if we can let the people learn about our resources. Thank you.
Let me have a few comments to make on free. It's been there since 1957. But not the way it's being implemented. How can my batman who cleans my house go to school and pay fees, or pay as well as myself, the chief of defense staff, or security advisor? The system we had was that the fee for ordinary people, fishermen, farmers, poor people, well, how could I become serious? If a fisherman today, you will not even become anything in Ghana unless somebody push you. So the whole idea was help children of poor people to come up. And it wasn't meant for rich people. I can have grandson or granddaughter get free education. It's just rubbish. It's nonsensical. It's for people at Deshi, at Nubwa, to the Mensa, at Toronto, if you know Winnipeg. I could hear the wave when I hit the ground. I was sitting at the beach. Yes, I became chief of defense staff. My mother was selling plantain. There was no way she could pay my school fees. There was no way my father could. The state comes in there and help you to become somebody. But not the children of ministers who are driving land cruisers. Not the president who is driving. It doesn't make sense. It is stupid. So let's make policy which makes sense. I went to Britain and interviewed with my son. He's here right now. He's a medical surgeon in Britain. What do you guys? I didn't pay 1+1. They were what you call means testing. I feel a big form. So I have children and other people dependent upon me, so I couldn't pay. The state then paid my son to become a surgeon as I speak to you now. That is how you manage a nation. But today, you go to school, fee. And as I'm saying, I was saying a moment ago, my partner who sweeps my room, if his child went to school, it's free. I can defend that. But how can I not pay my children's school fees? I cannot afford pay. Why should the state pay for me? So that we are not able to. The school education system now, look, they are hungry. They're not doing Gary, they can't get Gary to you. Say I am lying and I can't show to you. I bet already, I go there, they are hungry. So don't do things which doesn't make sense. We don't use our heads for it. I'm sorry. And you young people, you are better educated. I never went to school. I went to graduate at the age of 20. And by the age of 3 years, I had completed my education into the army. Fast track. Went to the army with the first experience at Atimota. And go and see my record in Ghana and in Britain. The greatest army school in the world, Sanders. I was a fisherman. man was selling plantain in the market. Let's treat Ghana that ordinary people can rise. Because the way it is now, they will never rise. We are stepping on their neck. They can't rise. And that's not fair. Again, when people retire, the car that, you have official car and the car for the medicines, I have one as a school advisor. When I retired, my daughter said, I said, I wouldn't take the car. I said, yeah. I said, why wouldn't I not taking the car? Everybody's taking the car. And I said, I am not everybody. And you know, go and tell the bloody car to the state. It's wrong. Let's have integrity. Let's have morality. It is wrong. Why should you come to, next time they are going, they go to other language and buy new one. How can you be rich? You'll be stupidly poor. That's what we are. You are poor with stupidity. And that shouldn't happen. If I live in Ghana, I'm alive, and Kwame becomes somebody, I'll make sure that we do all these stupid things we stop doing them. Anybody from Labadi, you go to Labadi, see trade fair. So giving Nkrumah the land there, a huge land, built it in 1956. But the point was doing, it came on the next year, 67. The government decides not to go ahead. The property belongs to Labadi people. Why are they taking them? And they're their people. They are selling the new press out to mute, like dumb, deaf and dumb. And you go, who is scaring you? Nobody can scare you. Speak the truth. I've never been scared by anybody. Because I always live by the truth and will die by the truth. Why are you selling the land there? You go to Makola, go to old Kingsway, driving down Kokombo to ETC, see the women on the street. That makes me sick. My mother never sold food stuff on the street. Yet we don't care what our land says. We live around. And then we sell the assets and press again. Have you been bribed not to open your mouth or what? What bribed you? I will change your mouth so you can talk. I keep on saying, Kwame, 2 years I've been 19. I don't know what I'll carry on. Maybe I'll be gone. But I worry for you. I worry for you.
Thank you.
The last question.
Morning. Good morning. Yeah, we are yearning for the youth, and the same youth are still following NDC and NPP. So what is your position? So you are just trying for youth, all your message is youth empowerment, how you can fund all the youth, but the same people still vote campaign for NDC and NPP. Are they ready for you? Lastly, how do you see can we use common currency to trade? Because we are talking about $1 million and up there. Can we use a common currency if your policy comes? It's the issue of common currency. I know the city is weak. So how can we use common currency in order to trade around in our trade and business?
Thank you. Thank you very much. No, I would answer this question first because it's two questions, right? So let's start with the youth. And this is a great moment to address this issue. So the youth might be making a lot of noise and not be using their voice as much as they're supposed to. Don't think I don't know it, I do. Don't think I also don't know that they're splitted and they're over there and over there. Because I found the roots. And the root is when they have the chance to have their democratic right and learn about democracy, they don't allow them. They let them go into university and that's where they buy them. That's when they make them the SRCs and start giving them money to campaign. And so we're cheating our children to become straight, corrupt politicians, or it's either that or they're in the church praying and they're going to become some kind of pastor that will tell you what your future is going to be like, but they can't determine their own future. This is a country that we live in that I want to make it very clear that I don't need your consent to love you. I don't need your consent to stand for you. So I want to make it very clear to the youth that as much as I stand for them and I scream for them, it's not because I need your consent. It's because I'm thinking about the ones who are unborn yet to come. Because I know that if I don't fix this problem, and if I don't help fix it, it will become a generational problem. And it will keep going down and down and down and down and down. So I don't just think for the people of today, but I also think for the people for tomorrow. And that's why I stand for the youth. So that's what I mean by I stand for the youth. And I know most of them don't even have votes. Because when I started advocating for this continuation for voting, for vote registration, they all went quiet. I was expecting the youth of this country to get up and stand for their rights and ask questions to the youth. Why are you not allowing us to have the votes? Why are you giving us 20 days out of the whole year to practice democracy? But they can't. But it's not my problem, and I will not be responsible for someone being cowed. But I'm a very courageous man, and I was born to be like that. And I'm sure that's the reason why God has chosen me to come and lead. Because if the youth had that courage, maybe they would have started this before me. But my neck is out, my face is out. I have started a movement, and I've opened a door that not only me will be like this as from now, from tomorrow, in the years coming, you're also going to see young people like me who will gather the courage and start to work like this. And it's because we need to start our leadership from a younger age. Don't expect people who have outlived their future to build your future. General is here. He's already accepted to you that I'm 88 years old. I want 10, 20 years for him, but he's only thinking that it's 2 years. So if someone is 75 years old, don't think that they can think to build your future for you for the next 50 years or 80 years. Leadership should start when we're young. When you look at Nkrumah, when he started this, he was in his 40s. All the people around him were 40s. They were energetic. They were aggressive. They were ready to work. They were ready to stand in the sun. And why are you just standing there and thinking that the old man who you are responsible to look after them, they looked after you before. It's your time to look after them. You are still thinking that they're going to build your future. I think people who are thinking this way are lazy people. They're not ready to get up. And a lot of Ghanaian youth are like that. I am addressing this issue now because they don't seem, they think all they have is a voice and I'm the youth and I'm the youth. My friend, tomorrow will come, you will no more be the youth. You will be an old man. So if you're going to stand on your feet now and move and make sure that you contribute to the success of the development in this country, you better do it now to be with the history men for tomorrow. Now, the second one is about the currency, right? Why do we have a currency that will base the currency on someone else's currency? Our currency is valued and pegged by the US dollar. But here is the expression in the mistake we're doing. They always say that to make or to create wealth or value, you need wisdom. And it's true. You need a lot of wisdom, you need a lot of knowledge. But to be wise, what does it take? You simply need to understand what it takes to be stupid so you don't repeat stupidity. And you're a wise person. Excuse my language. But coming to the fact of what we are doing with our currency, that we keep repeating that. Okay? The US dollar has pledged gold to the US dollar as their reserves. They come to buy the gold from you, give you the US dollar, and then you pledge your city to it. And you don't have anything to take the US dollar into your system constantly. Americans are not buying anything from us every day. We are buying things from them every day. So we're forced to change our city to their dollar and go and buy those things. They don't buy anything. The only thing they buy from us is the gold. And they don't buy it from the citizens. They buy it directly from the government. So why haven't we hedged our city to our gold? I want to tell you that one of our main policies of the freedom economy, the economic freedom that we're bringing is this: hedging the gold to the city. This would make Ghana become the #1 country that can control a continental currency. Because we use that to build. I know some of you heard of the Freedom Coin. Yes, it was very scary. If the government had to let me in, I'll probably become the next trillionaire and I'll borrow money to everyone in Africa. Because you just have to create reserves. And you have the reserves. We have attributable reserves in this country. Trillions of gold. Trillions. We have been so lazy just like how we're voting, just like how we're standing up for our rights, and the gold is there. We haven't even bought the right plants to do hard rock mining, this, that, just galamsey. We're just, creeping around the sun and taking small gold from gravels. When you have the rock there, and even the government's investment should be in the rock. Why should we have the likes of Ashanti Goldfield when it's not Ashanti? The company is somewhere from South Africa. Why should we have all these companies from Belgium and from Australia in our country? And they're taking our gold to go and create reserves, and they borrow money just by showing the gold they've taken from us and come back and re-borrow it to us and take all our concessions. Come on. It's the thinking process. It's dead. It's dead. And we cannot be sitting here and thinking that somebody will come from outside and build our nation for us and make our currency stronger. We are going to make our currency stronger. If we have all of these platforms, which is industrial, we will have a circulating economy. In fact, I intend to import talent. The idea of me telling you that I'm going to take the Chinese and keep them here for working for 4 years hard labor is part of importing talent. But I'm cutting the importation system out because they're already here and they sport my water. After that, I will still bring different types of people in the world, from Europe, from America, from everywhere. They have to come and work for us. The same gold, they can drill, they can do the job for us. We just need to think like investors and business people. And that's why I think Ghana needs this sort of new leadership. Not the leadership who have studied political science, but doesn't know how to build a building or doesn't know how to create business. We need a CEO in this country. Someone that values the resources in this country. Someone that values the humans in this country. Someone that values the citizens in this country. Someone that values their position, that they are responsible and accountable for this country. And those that know the value of money will always understand what life is worth. I am one of those. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, my name is Eugene Osafo Person. I am a blogger and the president for New Media Association of Ghana. The various cancellations you've had so far and the obvious delay from the EC to your application, do you see that as a deliberate attempt to sabotage you? And then secondly, in case your picture does not appear on the ballot paper, what is your next move after that? Thank you.
Thank you. So, yes, there's been a lot of cancellations and there's been a lot of destructions. It looks like it's a sabotage, and really it can be defined as that. People like us will refuse to accept these things. I always think that if you're looking for strength, then first of all you should find your weakness. And whenever people come against you, that problem you should embrace. Behind that problem, you're going to find a greater opportunity. When the convention was cancelled, we became one of the most popular political movements in the history of Africa. We went across to China, to Spain, to France. They were all talking about the man in the mask. In fact, I didn't know that I was the first person in history to have come out politically with a mask on. And now I'm sure very soon there are going to be some universities in the world that they will learn about this particular movement and how it came and changed the narrative of politics. See, I'm not saying that I know exactly what I'm doing and exactly who I'm going to be tomorrow, but I'm listening to the voice and I'm obedient and I'm fair and I'm moving forward. And those who think what I'm doing cannot be done should not just get in the way. Because as you're seeing, people are falling and people are stumbling. People think that they're pulling me down, but they're pushing me up. People think that they're going to stop what I'm doing, but they're giving me more confidence, more vim to do what I'm doing. And on this note that I will use to answer the second question at the same time, that Am I expecting to see my face on the ballot? Yes, I am expecting to see my face on the ballot because I've done everything that is right to be a part of this national governance. If I don't deserve to be on the ballot, then what is the proof that people who are already on there have the right to be there? Because I'm a basic citizen who is following the rules, the regulations of this country. What you want us to submit, we're going to submit it. Whatever that you want us to do, we're going to make sure we do it. But yeah, you can cancel events, you can cancel TV shows, you can cancel that, you can change headlines. But this is the government, and we expect the government to do the right thing. You know, I mean, there must be a lot of corruption in this country, but I must say that we should not mix that with our governance. It's very important that we protect the governance of this country. And I would like to use this moment to also address this issue with the media of this country. That I always want to tell you, since I got into this political industry, I realized that a lot of these media platforms are in the pocket of politicians and not in the interest of the nation. I'm using this moment to address you that, listen, carefully. You might have a job that you're doing, but remember, if you connive the mindset of this nation and drift them into a different place by lying to them for the sake of a politician's interest, you're partly responsible for all of these people who are dying, jobless, struggling, they're cursing. Let's start to deal with facts and truth. That is the subject of the matter. In the past 40 years, this country's governance has been based on the media's final presentation or awareness or message that they sent. And from the time I started the new force, I have witnessed a lot of backwards of messages, upside down messages, turning it this way, that way. We cannot do this to our people. If we want to go all the way to become as trustworthy as the likes of CNN and BBC or whatever Africa media platform that one day the world would like to listen to whatever information that they're bringing because they're facts. We should start practicing this now. We should not let the politicians convince us and turn us into Judas, because this country's downfall, I repeat it again, that most of the media platforms in this country are partly responsible for it. And I'm urging all of you, please, let's do what is right for our nation. Let's not stand there and be convinced and let people pay us so we connive with them and do what is opposite. Let's not tell lies to the people just because we've been paid to tell lies. Let's ask some sensible questions to our leaders so we can find out why they should be accountable and why they should be responsible. Let's not cover their wrongdoings and try to pull anything else that will come out from any angle. So please, the national media and all the entities, all the people, the workers, the owners, bring your head together. There's a revolution going on around the world. And it's not just Ghana. It's everywhere in the world. And remember, you pay a price for the life you live and the thoughts you breathe. Thank you.
I have one word to what I asked. If the Electoral Commission put obstacles in the way of Kwame, the question was, how would he react? Kwame, the reason why I'm with Kwame is this, that I'm told Kwame has money. I'm not here because of his money. Get that very clear. I'm here because I want a better Ghana after me. If the Electoral Commission put obstacles in the way of Kwame, the youth of this country should wake up and act. Because here's a man who is going to save them, and they are putting obstacles in his way. He doesn't care. Kwame can go to Europe if he wants to. But you, don't ask what, how will you react. Okay, sit down, open your mouth and watch him. Father, don't be silly, come on. You should act. You don't know much about history. I've been involved in all the, I've not been involved, I've been around with all the schools and commerce schools and rolling schools. I fought rolling several times, we came together. I have principles in life. Here's a man, I'm not here because I want anything from Kwame. Because I'm worried about when I go, what Ghana am I leaving behind?
Wow.
And I saw, like in a dream, a savior. Like in Nkrumah Day, I was a young man. 10, 11 years Nkrumah came. And Kwame reminds of Nkrumah's coming, and while Nkrumah mobilized the youth, the unemployed, the fishermen, you know, there was only Tesla Hayford who was an educated lawyer. They were all ordinary people. Kofi Bako's father, Nekwalbek, Nkrumah, Momodi Baumia's father, I know all of them. But they didn't come. Nkrumah was a leader that needed to be followed. So please, if the electoral commission, I'll talk to them. If they don't wake up and do anything stupid, they will send us into a civil war. Because the youth will be angry. I don't want this here, like in Kenya or anywhere else. I don't want it, or Sudan. Let's have a plain, level field and let the people make a choice. But don't put obstacles in anybody's way. Ghana first, before even my wife. Yes. Those of you who are being given money to shut up, for Christ's sake, think of yourself, not in yourself, your children, your grandchildren. What kind of Ghana you are leaving behind for them to inherit? Why must you go and fight? You should fight for him, for he's coming to fight for us. God bless you.
Thank you.